Grand Hood Rising, Kings and Queens. It is the Trap Witch here, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a full moon in Libra reading for April 19th, 2019. Well, March and April have brought us two full moons in Libras, and as a Libran moon, I am definitely feeling it. Um, I definitely feel like March was the false start, and April now we're really going to see how things are moving into action. So I wanted to come and tap into the energy and see how we should be using it, what we should be taking away from it. For those of you who don't know me, I am the Trap Witch. I'm an intuitive healer and intercessory. I like to consider myself more of a bridge and a shadow worker. I help people through a lot of hard shit in life and really helping them tap into their power through adversity, through any of the stigmas that they're trying to overcome. And I really try to find a way to help them dig deep to overcome, be overcomers. And so if you're, interested in working with me, you can visit www.thetrapwitch.com. Or if you don't follow me already, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is the Trap Witch, TheTrapWitch. So yes, for those of you who are already familiar with me, thanks for fucking with me the long way as we have been through a lot of these readings. I will be going on a short break beginning next week. And so if you're wanting to book a session, on my site, it does say that I'm booking for after June 6th, first come, first serve. So if you do want to get on my schedule and you've been hovering, I would, get it while you can, because June is going to fill up quick. So I will encourage you to get a notebook, take notes. If you ever feel compelled to share any of the gems or things that resonated with you from this reading, feel free to tag me in them on Instagram or share them. I am more than appreciative and grateful. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's get comfortable. I decided today I'm going to read from the Law of Attraction Tarot, and I'm going to complement them with the Witchery Way deck. Witchery Way is a page on Instagram. This is her little deck. I'm going to complement this week with that. And if anything, for the closing, I'm going to pull from the Trust Your Vibes deck. I'm feeling these three cards today. Okay, so here we go. Spirit, I call you in on behalf of the collective, and I ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. I ask for clarity. I ask for clear perception. I ask Alegua to open the roads to precise, clear messages at this time. We ask, what is the subconsciously, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good? Allow them to overcome barriers and obstacles of the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual kind, and allow them to be in alignment with love, happiness, peace of mind, good health, prosperity, and all forms of abundance and good things that are due to them in life. We ask specifically for the full moon in Libra, April 19th, 2019, what is it that we can keep in mind to gauge this energy to the utmost of our potential, to be of servitude firstly to ourselves and secondly to others? I call on my spirit guides, my Egun, my ancestors, ascended masters, archangels of benevolence to assist. And we ask, again, how are we to maximize this energy for our utmost potential? Uno. Dos. Tres. Cuatro. Yes. I'm smiling because today I've been just talking so much about fucking shadow work on my page. I literally made like 6 consecutive posts in a row about shadow today. And the first card that comes up is all about the shadow. Let's clarify them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The first card we have a gentleman. A gentleman in a very nice dress suit walking through an alleyway, and he has a very large, very devil like shadow in the back of him. Okay? Sometimes it does not matter how much we try to avoid the shadow. The more we avoid the shadow, the larger it becomes. And the brighter the light on it, right? The closer to us it gets, I believe, right? Is that how it works? Shadows work that way, right? Let me see. Shadow appear closer. Because we gonna go back to like 5th grade science, okay? Come on now. I need to just go to the images. Okay. The closer you are to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. Okay? The closer you are to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. Ah, isn't that what we need to hear? This is all of what I've been talking about today. This is Ashe's spirit. The closer you are to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. So many times when we are put into the light, we are put under the light, we are put closer to the light that we want to become. It is going to be unavoidable that we deal with our shadow, especially if you are somebody who aspires to live their life in the light. You cannot be afraid to come face to face with the parts of yourself that are so necessary to your growth. The clarity card that I pulled under it is the forest. Okay? Age, wisdom, taking charge. Okay? Don't look at my nails too much, y'all. I had to take my nails off. The forest, age, wisdom, taking charge. 30. You know what's funny? Number 30, year 30 for me was beautiful. You know, a lot of people don't know about the Saturn return, the ages 27 to 30, where Saturn just really karmically starts to hand you your ass of things that you should be overcoming. And once you hit that age of 30, you know, you should really have, you should have really settled into this newfound power within yourself. So if you're someone around the age of 30 right now, and you're feeling like it's unavoidable to face the shadows of your life, as far as especially to you going closer and closer to the things that you're wanting, know that it's a part of the process. Know it is about coming into your power. One thing about spirituality that many people want to avoid is the shadow work. You can really pump the airspace with all the fucking love and light bullshit that you want. But the essence of your most beautiful growth is going to come from embracing the shadow. The devils that help you ascend to new levels. There's this saying that says, you know, new levels, new devils. And that is the truth. Without the devils, we are not going to be able to be overcomers of obstacles. I often say, there was a post I said about a month or so ago, is like, the devil is the best teacher that you will ever have. Your demons teach you the most about your maturity if you allow them. But a lot of times, right? A lot of times, because that man in the car is a masculine energy, a lot of times our ego is fighting. Our ego is fighting this resistance, like putting up resistance so that we feel like we don't have to deal with it. And no matter how much you want to avoid it, it's gonna walk up on you. No matter how much you want to avoid your demons and the devils, at some point, instead of constantly looking over your shoulder and hoping that they're not going to catch up with you, face them. taking charge of your life is also allowing you to face your demons and allowing them to become the boss of them, for them to work for you, and not letting them boss you around, especially as you're trying to ascend to something new. A lot of us, right? A lot of us are trying to be in a place of harmony, trying to be in a place of balance, right? Within our lives. And it's so funny. The second card is the Mott card, right? It's a photo of Mott, the essence of Mott, the principles of Mott. Balance between will and the heart, balance between the mind and the heart. And it's so funny because full moon in Libra, we had to have some scales pop up, didn't we? The clarity card underneath of it is the Lady, transformation and end of a cycle. Feminine energy, allowing your ego to let down resistance, to finally face the shadows, because now they are close as you are trying to get closer to the light and what you're creating, and your mind and your heart have to be in balance. A lot of you are saying, I feel like, some of these thoughts, some of these things that have been in your head for a very long time about the transformation that you're going to have to go through, especially emotionally, to end this cycle and give birth to a new one. You're going to have to find a new way to allow your shadow to communicate in a way that is constructive and not causing destruction. I say that because third card, we have the baby in the belly. A lot of us are about to give birth. I'm telling you, a lot of us are giving birth. A lot of us are ascending, right? But then the clarity card underneath of that is the bird, communication problems, reverse though. I'm going to read the reversals for the clarities. I'm going to just go ahead because 2 of them are reversed, 2 are upright. So some of us might be having a hard time learning to communicate ourselves through our problems, especially with the shadow aspects of ourself, to give birth to the things that we are wanting to create now that need to come from a place of age, wisdom, and taking charge, taking responsibility, taking accountability. Let me tell you something. Everything that you might find right now that is somewhat problematic about you, you're going to find that there is also a solution in that can help you. Let's pull a trust your vibes card for this. I kind of want to elaborate on this. Feed your spirit. Okay? You have to ask yourself something that is problematic about you. Is it feeding your spirit or is it starving it? Today I literally said that sometimes when people project on us or people try to put negativity or psychically attack us, we need to starve those demons that are trying to attach themselves to us. But the problem is that some of us, right? Some of us have demons within ourselves. Some of us have devils within ourselves. Aspects of the shadow that we continue to feed, and it's the principle of whichever wolf you want it to grow, feed it. So if you want your shadow to not be larger than the other side of yourself, and you want yourself to be in balance, you're going to have to starve it a little bit. There are sides of me, child, that I will tell you. There are times that I'm barely, I like that side of me. I do. A lot of us do like the problematic sides of ourselves because they're fun, right? They're fun in a moment, but oftentimes we're laughing now and crying later. So in order to get to the things that we really want that are truly going to feed us in the long term, we have to weigh it. We have to weigh it, right? This is why this comes here. We have to weigh what it's worth. We have to weigh what it's worth and what we are giving birth to. Because do we want to end a cycle now or do we want to continue it? Do we want to continue to not be able to communicate ourselves in the way that we really want to? Or do we want to stay in this place of we're like, damn, every time I turn around, there's a fucking problem. Every time I look here, there's some drama. Every time I look, there's this same thing that's coming up to me and making me face this part of myself. So many times, especially this week, especially as we're ending, the shadow of Mercury retrograde, there are things that are really coming up to test a lot of us to see if we still like playing on that dark side a little too much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the healthy side of the shadow, right? The side of the shadow that's a little too far removed from the light, that's a little too far gone. See, this is the thing. I strongly believe in duality, but I do feel that you gotta know how to tread. Because some of us, right? You give us an inch, we take a fucking mile. Okay? I strongly believe that our shadow side is one of the best things that have ever happened to us, but at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, is it really blocking the essence of the prosperity, right? Fields of sunflowers. Fields of sunflowers. Okay, what does the sunflower represent? Sunflower. I know what it represents in regards to me. I'm a child of Ochun, right? But sunflowers symbolize adoration, loyalty, and longevity. Much of the meaning of sunflower stems from its namesake, the sun itself. Sunflowers are known to being happy flowers, making them the perfect gift to bring someone joy. Right? So it's funny. We get the sunflowers reverse, and then we also get the moon reverse. Cycles, psychic activity. Okay? So this is the thing. It's just like we gotta have balance. If we want to have loyalty, longevity to the things that are going to make us happy in the long term, we're going to have to make sure that we don't neglect dealing with the dark side of ourselves, right? Really, literally in that last part, we have the sun versus the moon. They have to work together. They have to work together, or else too much sun, too much moon, we need a little bit of both. Not one outweighing the other, right? Let's pull a clarity. Laugh. Laugh. Let's pull another one. Talk shop. With the laugh card, I just get really the essence of joy. What is going to bring you the most joy? And it's funny with the talk shop card, I feel like these are two sides of yourself that need to come together to talk together, to bring unity, to bring love, to bring light, to bring balance, right? Joy, happiness, laughter. How do we get to that? Sometimes if we are too positive, we're going to end up still getting fucked later, right? I always tell people, no good deed goes unpunished sometimes. Sometimes being a good person, your karma is getting shit on or tread over. But then sometimes if you're too much in the shadow, you don't trust nobody, you don't this, you don't that, then you don't get to experience the good things, right? So being able to have that balance within yourself, to talk shop with both sides of yourself, allow them to work together, to have the balance, right? To have that balance. What is going to feed your spirit? And the thing is, from one level to the next, sometimes the things that feed our spirit is going to be different. And that is why at every level you're going to have to be able to really reason with both sides of yourself. In every season, you're going to have to learn to reason. Because if you can't reason within both sides of yourself, and it's 11:11 as I say it, you don't learn to reason within two sides of yourself, then how are you ever gonna keep yourself in balance? You're always going to be um, gauging it based on things outside of you, right? What do I want to pull from? Queen of Think. Queen of Think scrutinizes her world. Her crown indicates her stature, and the light bulb symbolizes her intelligence. Meaning, this woman has a sharp mind that is informed through her feelings, so she usually accurately assesses the situation. She'll cut to the heart of the matter and articulate it in a take no prisoners fashion. When you pull this card, you may need to look deeper at events or people in your life, and you may need to speak your mind. Do you need to heal from betrayal or other disappointments? Queen of Think is telling you you've got the power to turn pain into wisdom. Or you may need to examine the thoughts you have about others and yourself. Are you being too harsh? Do you need to tune into your inner dialogue to a less critical station? Right? Either way, it still points to you can create the outcome that you desire, that you need, right? Through your own intelligence, being able to assess your situation, to be able to cut to the heart of the matter, to articulate and take no prisoners, right? So, not holding yourself imprisoned, especially to not being able to balance yourself through these situations, right? Turn pain into wisdom. You've got the power to turn pain into wisdom. Everything that the shadow, everything that the devils of your life right now that are wanting you to ascend to new levels is saying, how are you going to turn any pain, any emotion, anything that you're feeling off about at times into wisdom? How are you going to give birth to allow that to communicate bigger for you? Scrutiny. What does the word scrutiny mean? Scrutiny. Scrutiny. I did not mean to Google. Scrunch. Scrutiny. Scrutiny. Scrutiny meeting. Critical observation or examination. Okay? Let's look up scrutiny quotes. Close scrutiny will show that most crisis situations are opportunities to either advance or stay where you are. Close scrutiny will show that most crisis situations are opportunities to either advance or stay where you are. So, as you get closer to the light, and your devils, your shadows, things are more on display, it might seem like a crisis now for you, whatever the situation may be, but it is an opportunity to either advance or stay where you are. The computer's on 55%. Are you going to choose to love yourself through the situation, to flow through it by using your intuition to the best of your ability? Give birth, be fertile, right? You have to remember, sometimes when we think we are being buried, we are being planted. So right now, you might feel like you are buried in chaos, buried in shit, buried in some sort of darkness that you're feeling, whatever have you. There is a balance that you can bring to your life through it. by just using your intelligence, using your love, right? The Mott card, heart and will. Heart and will. They are both necessary. And even with your heart and with your mind, there is both light and darkness with the heart and the mind. Two sides of the heart, right? A lot of us have experienced heartache, but some of us still have so much love. Some of us have experienced so many things that hold residence in our head that are taking up space that don't even pay us any rent, because we've had past experience. We've had things that replay in our memory, that replay in our psyche, right? But still, there's optimism that can be found if we make room for it. It's almost like I saw in your head, right? You have this room. You can choose to constantly keep the fucking blinds closed and don't let light in, or you can open up again and allow the optimism, allow the enthusiasm to make way. But it means you're going to have to be willing to let go of some of the darkness and even maybe face some of the darkness first. Even within your heart, facing the pain that you have felt before and knowing that through opportunity and wisdom, maturity, and taking charge, taking accountability, you can overcome a lot of that. No? I think so. Let's pull one more of these. I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm going to be real honest. I'm really not. My mind's already in vacation mode. So, doing my best. Seven of Create. Let's go to the Seven of Create. This new deck, the Hipchick Tarot, I don't really resonate with it, but I do like the cards. So, step by step, the woman scales the mountain. Yeah, what you're going through can seem tough at times. There are plenty of challenges along the way, but you're not only up for them, you love them because the challenges have become interesting, fun even. You've learned to love the process of climbing the mountain as much as you love reaching the top. You're on the way, so Seven of Create has shown up to acknowledge your climb and congratulate you on your attitude. Or it might be reminding you to take care of yourself. You may have an inner conflict or a challenge in your environment that making your life feel like an uphill battle. In that case, what do you need to do to make your life easier, more enjoyable? New levels, new devils. As long as you are trying to go uphill in life, you are always going to have to understand that as long as you are going uphill in life, you are going to have to learn how to walk up a. Let me start over. As long as you are trying, okay? As long as you are trying to consistently walk uphill in life, you have to understand that if you are walking uphill, you are walking on an incline. So, in order to get up the hill and get up the obstacle, you have to put your heart into the inclination. Your heart has to be inclined. Your heart has to be inclined that you are walking upwards and that you are stronger than the resistance that you might be feeling walking uphill. No matter how much your heart says, oh my God, this is hard, your mind might say, oh my God, I'm not sure if I could do this. The only way to continue to move uphill over mountains in life is to make sure that you are inclined in your heart and in your mind. That's the only way you're going to get up a motherfucking incline. Okay? I've been on the motherfucking treadmill or I've walked up hills. I walked up Runyon last year and I was walking up that bitch and I was like, God damn, I don't know if I can make it. But I sure as hell did because my heart and my mind was inclined. There's a lot of shadow aspects of life. And as you are trying to go to new levels, to new altitudes, to continue to go above and beyond the terrain of which you have come from, you are going to have to be inclined. You're going to have to be up. Because the only way away from up is down. And if you've come this far, you have to say to yourself, how do I continue? How do I continue? I've come this far. You have to have an attitude of positivity to get to new altitudes. So no matter what shadow aspects of your life that are coming up right now, if you change your attitude to say, how do I get to a point of new altitude? You are going to overcome. But as long as your bitch ass is content with not facing it, you are always going to be stuck at that point of your struggle or your elevation. Okay? A lot of us, like I said, I don't like saying the word struggle no more. I ain't struggling, I'm slowly succeeding. A lot of y'all are still caught up in the struggle because you don't understand what it's trying to teach you about your slow successes. That's why these demons, these devils, these shadow aspects, things outside of you, within your head, within your heart, things that project on you in your head or your heart. So it's trying to teach you. Okay? Okay? So, you know, one of my favorite scenes, and I posted it today on my page. With Tony Montana sitting in the dining room, and he goes, what the fuck you guys looking at? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. A lot of these shadows and devils that are calling you out right now to face parts of yourself to overcome, and they're really calling you out. You got the guts to be who you want to be. Then you're going to have to balance this shit out. You're going to have to learn how to stay grounded and overcome. You're going to have to use your intelligence. You're going to have to use your heart. What else can you do? Let's go ahead. I think y'all like when I do this, so let me go grab it. Oh, shit. We're gonna close with Joel Osteen, Because I Love This Book. Become a Better You. 7 Keys to Improving Your Life Every Day, Joel Osteen. And Joel, what does your book say that we have to close this message off with today? I wonder what our world would be like if every person would find some way to do good every single day. What would our cities be like? What would our offices be like? What would our schools be like if we made a priority to brighten someone else's day, to do something good for somebody else? Every opportunity we have, we should do good to people. That means we need to be proactive on the lookout for opportunities. Who can I bless today? For whom can I do a favor? You can't sit back and wait for the need to come to you. You have to go after it. That even includes being good to your motherfucking self. Okay? Like, some of y'all are waiting for God to be super good. Okay, I'm not gonna laugh too hard. Some of y'all are really waiting for God to be good to you. And God is just sitting up there like, child, I have blessed you with the capability to be good to thine self. But you're waiting on the world and everything else to be good to you, besides you being good to yourself. Right? And a lot of times, too, you're waiting for the world to be good to you before you're good to the world. And then you don't realize that your energy has an effect on that. I know myself, right? Back in the day, I was really not a people person. I'm still not a people person. I'm nice, but I'm not friendly. But I used to go out into the world with just like the utmost screw face, just like, oh, at the world. The world just sucks. The world is just filled with so much, just like, oh. And then one day I decided, you know what? I'm going to go out into the world with a different approach. And suddenly, the world became good to me because I was good to the world. I was good to myself. I started to create, slowly but surely, small successes mainly in getting over my own heart and my own mind of past hurt, past shadow things that just quite frankly, I was allowing to get into my own way. Okay? So, I feel like that's all I'm supposed to say from that. So, you can continue to be overcome by the shadow that keeps walking, tiptoeing behind you, that just keeps getting larger and larger until you face it. What else can you do? How do you want to live your life? Because every aspect of every level, every part of your life is going to require you being able to face the shadow. So, if you're not going to get used to it now, you're going to continue to be stalked by it in a way that's very antagonizing to you. So you must learn to integrate it. You must learn to not get short with yourself, not get aggravated, and really learn the emotional intelligence and the spiritual stamina that you need in order to continue to feed your spirit. I don't have much else to say. This is a pretty short, sweet one. 36 minutes. Ooh, that's a record for me. Duality. It's necessary. Yin yang, right? You want the sun, you want the light, you want all the good things, then you're going to have to respect the things that are coming to test you right now. Any chaos, any drama, any just internal even chaos that you're feeling. How do you communicate to it to get through the problem? Are you going to continue to be problem based or are you going to be solution oriented? You gotta learn how to talk shop with both sides of yourself. You have to ask yourself, okay, what's going to bring me the most joy later? It might not be to have to deal with this side of myself right now, but guess what? You can enjoy yourself later. A lot of y'all just avoiding, just trying to avoid the stuff, and that's why you continue to cry later. Okay? All right. Well, short and sweet sometimes is absolutely how you have to do it. So I hope that this resonates to some of you that are out there today that might be needing it. Just go ahead, do that shadow work. If you don't know how to do it by yourself, hit me up, thetrapwitch.com. I can help you in overcoming aspects of the not so pleasant sides of yourself or maybe situations with other people that you're having a hard time with. You have the tools. You just gotta go in your box and you gotta dig them out, and you start to build a bridge to overcome the obstacle. You're more capable than you give yourself credit. Anyway, guys, Ashe, light to you all. Continued progression on your journey, and I hope that this brings you a lot of peace for those who might have been needing a sign, needing something in order to make it in this last leg of what seems like a long time coming. I feel like this moon is going to be really the beginning of a new cycle in how you deal with yourself and also with others, if you can use it accordingly. Okay? So, love and light to you all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.